In this video, we will demonstrate CTERA Vault, our write once, read many, also known as worm, protection technology. As the latest addition to CTERA's security suite, CTERA Vault protects against risks related to data tampering. The need for worm technology arises from various factors. First and foremost, it helps organizations meet compliance requirements set forth by regulatory bodies and industry standards. Many sectors, such as finance with Financial Industry Regulatory Authority rules, healthcare with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and legal with Sarbanes-Oxley, impose stringent regulations on data retention, protection, and auditability. CTERA Vault aids enterprises in guaranteeing the preservation and non-tampering of their data, while also ensuring compliance with data regulations through strict enforcement. CTERA Vault provides the flexibility and granularity to create worm cloud folders that can have customized retention modes and retention periods to fit any organization's regulatory or compliance requirements. The CTERA portal provides centralized control and management of the policies that are enforced at every remote CTERA edge filer. Now let's see it in action. We'll demonstrate Alex, our compliance officer, creating cloud folders with different settings that will highlight the new capabilities of compliance folders and enterprise folders. He will also show the new compliance officer role, then switch over to the end user view and show how he can access different file capabilities. Alex will first go into the Cloud Drive Folders view of the CTERA portal and create a new Cloud Drive folder called Enterprise and set the required parameters. He then moves to the compliance settings and enables the worm functionality. He sets the grace period of 30 minutes. The grace period refers to the period of time before a compliance policy becomes effective and enforceable. During this grace period, the policy is already created, but its enforcement is delayed to allow users the ability to delete or modify files before the retention period kicks in. Alex then selects the Enterprise Retention mode. Under this mode, files cannot be altered or deleted, but a compliance officer has the authority to permanently delete them if required. In compliance mode, however, even a compliance officer is prohibited from deleting such files. Finally, he sets the retention period for 30 days. Now Alex creates another cloud folder and calls this one Compliance and sets the required parameters. He switches to the compliance settings and enables Worm. He keeps the 30-minute default grace period, but this time he changes the retention mode to Compliance. In compliance mode, nobody can delete files. He leaves the retention period set for 1 day. Alex now moves to the user roles under Settings. Here you'll see a new role type called Compliance Officer, as we mentioned before. You'll notice 2 new settings available for this role: allow permanent deletion of files and folders, and a second setting allowing for management of compliance settings. Now we'll see how Alex can access files stored in these 2 new folders. Notice he has access to these folders via standard SMB shares. Alex has already created a few files in each folder. He'll first access the new compliance share and open a sample Word document. You'll notice the warning saying it is a read-only document and that any changes will not be saved. Alex can still edit the file by clicking Edit Anyway, but it will need to be saved as a new file using the Save As functionality. The original file stays intact. Alex will now try to rename the file, and you'll see that he is not able to. Now he will try to delete a text file and will also be denied. He also tries to move the text file to his desktop and is denied. Now Alex switches to his web portal view. You'll notice the same files here in the compliance folder. He can look at the file properties for the file. Notice that there is a new compliance settings tab that shows that Worm has been enabled. It is assigned the retention mode of compliance and it has an expiration date. These properties are only visible to compliance officers or administrators with the proper permissions. End users do not see it. Alex will try again to delete a file, and you'll see that he is denied. He also tries to rename the text file and is denied. Alex now changes cloud folders and selects the Enterprise folder created earlier. Notice the compliance settings for the sample file show that worm is enabled. The retention mode is set to Enterprise this time, and there's an expiration date. As with his previous attempt, the file deletion is still prevented, as is file renaming. As a compliance officer, Alex is now going to use the Delete Permanently feature. This is a special permission which is allowed exclusively for a compliance officer or privileged administrator. This option will remove data, including data with an active enterprise retention policy. However, permanent delete cannot be used for files with an active compliance retention setting. Those files may only be deleted once the policy has expired. Notice that the permanent delete wizard requires two-factor authentication before it can be completed and requests a reason for the deletion. You'll see the files have now been deleted. Alex can view all compliance-related activities in the Logs and Alerts section of the CTERA portal. Notice that you can see the permanent delete operations that were logged, providing a complete audit trail of activity. And that's it for today, folks. Thank you again for watching our demo of CTERA Vault and the new worm functionality.